Most Diablo 4 players are using the Paragon system completely wrong. They spend hours farming, leveling up, and yet they leave behind up most of their potential power, now without even realizing it. Today, I'll show you exactly how Paragon boards and glyphs really work. First, the beginner-friendly basics that every player needs to understand, and then advanced strategies that only the top players are using to fully optimize their builds. How the Paragon boards work. When you hit level 60 in Diablo 4, you unlock the Paragon system. Think of it as the true late-game skill tree. The Paragon board is made up of different tiles. Normal nodes, small bonuses like +5 strength or +5 willpower. Individually, they're small, but collectively they shape your stats. Magic nodes. These are the blue ones, and they give stronger bonuses, often tied to specific damage types or survivability. Rare nodes. Golden bordered nodes with powerful conditional effects like plus 10% damage while fortified. These are always worth targeting. Legendary nodes, the crown jewels of each board, offering unique powers that can drastically change your playstyle. The most important concept? Board direction. Each board can be rotated and connected from different gates. Glyphs Explained. Once you unlock your first glyph slot, the system gets much deeper. A glyph is basically a stone you place into the Paragon board that grants conditional bonuses, which scale with the surrounding nodes. Here's how it works. Glyphs activate based on their radius. Only nodes within that circle count. You grant glyphs through pits, dungeons. As you level up glyphs through pits, their radius expands and its features increase, meaning they can reach more nodes and scale even harder. Try to upgrade your glyphs in order. First of all, upgrade all your current glyphs to level 16, then level 46, and then level 100. Each glyph has its own unique properties. Some glyphs enhance normal nodes around them, while others enhance magic or rare nodes. It is important to activate each glyph's extra property. This is done by activating the stat nodes around the glyph. I will explain this in more detail shortly. Step-by-step building Paragon. Step 1. Always start outside the game. Use a tool like D4 Planner to map out your Paragon boards before you even spend a single point in-game. This way you can experiment freely, test different paths. Step 2. Know your build. Define your core stat and understand exactly how your damage scales. Is your power coming from vulnerable damage, critical strike multipliers, or damage over time effects? Once you're clear on this, choosing the right Paragon nodes and glyphs becomes so much easier, because every choice is directly feeding your core damage source. Step 3. Read through every Paragon node and every glyph. Take the time to learn what each one does. Make notes on the ones that could actually benefit your build. We'll compare these later. Even if some don't fit your character right now, going through all of them will give you a much deeper understanding of both your class and the game itself. Step 4. Now we're ready to actually build our Paragon. On the starting board, the first thing to do is identify the rare and magic nodes that truly benefit your build. Decide which ones are worth targeting. Then use your core stat normal nodes to carve the shortest path, first toward the glyph socket, and from there, branch out toward those key magic and rare nodes. Efficiency here is everything. The fewer wasted points, the stronger your build becomes. Step 5. We've reached the gate, which means it's time to attach our second Paragon board. This is where your earlier planning pays off. Choose one of the boards you identified as a priority and connect it here. If you're unsure which board to pick, don't worry. Tools like Mobalytics or D4 Planner let you explore builds from me or from other players, so you can see how different boards fit into different strategies before committing in-game. The Paragon board should be positioned so that it is closest to the glyph socket. This will allow us to make easier selections and fill in the gaps. Step 6. As we begin our second Paragon board, the first thing to do is choose the right glyph. Here's the key. A glyph should always match the stats and nodes around it. For example, if the cluster around the socket is packed with dexterity nodes, don't drop in a willpower-based glyph. It simply won't scale. On the other hand, if the surrounding rare nodes are incredibly useful for your build, that's the perfect place to slot a glyph that amplifies rare node bonuses. The closer the synergy, the stronger the payoff. Step 7. Once you've chosen your glyph, start your path from the entry gate straight into the glyph socket. From there, branch out toward the legendary node of that board, and then to the magic and rare nodes that actually fuel your build. Always carve the shortest, most stat-efficient route possible. And once you've picked up everything you need from that board, don't waste points. Head directly to the nearest exit gate so you can set up your next board. Step 8. By now you've learned exactly how to shape your Paragon board. From this point forward, it's just a matter of repeating the process until you've expanded into 5 boards. The key is truly understanding how glyphs and Paragon nodes interact, and then tailoring your build around that synergy. My strongest advice? Build your own Paragon path instead of copying someone else's. When you do, you'll not only understand the game on a much deeper level, but you'll also know exactly where your damage is coming from. And that knowledge makes you a far stronger player. Advanced optimization strategies. Now let's move beyond the basics and talk about how high-level players squeeze every ounce of power out of Paragon. Ignoring rare nodes. These often give some of the strongest conditional multipliers in the game. Don't skip them. Overvaluing flat stats. Plus 10 strength looks nice, but if it's not your core stat and it's not useful for you, you shouldn't pick them. Stacking multipliers. At the highest level, optimization isn't about stacking more strength or intelligence. It's about combining conditional bonuses. For example, plus 10% damage to vulnerable enemies from a rare node, plus a glyph that multiplies vulnerable damage, plus an aspect that boosts vulnerable further. When these multipliers stack, the result is exponential power. Here's the golden rule: if you're a beginner, focus on reaching rare nodes that match your build and placing glyphs in the right clusters. If you're advanced, refine your board rotations, maximize glyph radius, and target conditional multipliers that stack with your gear and aspects. Most players who feel underpowered in endgame aren't actually missing gear. They're mismanaging their Paragon and glyph system. Once you fix that, your character feels instantly stronger. And that's how you truly master Paragon boards and glyphs in Diablo 4. If you need any help about building Paragon, please let me know via Discord. And if you have any future video requests, please type in comments. I'll be reading every reply. And if you found this guide useful, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, because we've got more deep dive Diablo 4 guides coming your way. Goodbye.